Welcome back. It's hard not to notice the mosquito swarms back this summer and invading the First Coast. John Cooksey is the Chief Operations Officer and entomologist from McCall Services joining us now. All right, so we were going to be outside talking about the recent rainfall, and it started pouring a little bit here. So with the recent rainfall, how is that impacting the local mosquito population?
Well, with the water, you get mosquitoes, Curtis. It's that simple. And this year, you know, we started out with a huge drought where we thought it never was going to rain, and then all of a sudden, it just let loose, and it hasn't stopped. So the mosquito populations have just been out extreme at this point in time. Yeah,
they're going to be there. It's one of the things we got to live with here in Florida. Do we know if the mosquitoes have the Zika still?
You know, Zika has not been as big a deal this year as it was last year yet. I think the closest we have is St. Johns County that has 2 cases right now. Neither one of them were locally transmitted, so it's all travel-based stuff where somebody picked it up in another country and brought it back. So no real problems with that yet. But the mosquitoes are heavy, and just the biting and the nuisance part of them has been extreme. And we've gotten many calls on what can we do to help you? What can you guys do to help us with our mosquito problem?
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, the different things you can do, obviously, you can get DEET spray for yourself if you're going to be out there. But as far as for your house and to get them away from your patio, what are the things
what our treatment focuses on is the resting areas for mosquitoes. You know, it takes a lot of energy for a mosquito to fly around and find something to bite and get a meal off of, so they've got to rest most of the time. And they do this on plants and on your eaves of your house and around low-lying areas that stay pretty moist. So we treat those areas with an insecticide that will kill them. And then we also concentrate on where the larvae of the mosquitoes, the immatures that have not become an adult yet, we can treat those and prevent them from ever becoming adults and ever biting you.
Yeah, because that's really, I mean, the ones that are already out there flying around, the only thing you can really spray for them, but it's really the eggs they're laying. Yeah. Because how many, do you know offhand how many eggs one?
Well, one mosquito can have a couple of egg laying cycles throughout her life, and they generally have 40 to 50 eggs per lay, and they can do that several times. So if you multiply that by a bunch of mosquitoes, you get a huge population.
So yeah, that's why it's more important. The one flying around, yeah, you're worried about that one biting you, but the ones that aren't alive yet are the ones you got to get rid of.
Right. And if you can focus on that treatment and prevent them from ever becoming adults, you've done a
So
huge
what is the treatment you guys provide?
So here's the biggest thing: just preventing water in the first place. And the real mosquitoes that we're talking about here are container breeders. So they're going to breed in things that collect water around your yard, whether they be toys, whether they be pet bowls that just have water in them over time. Mosquitoes will lay eggs in there, and they'll become larvae. So if we can prevent things from holding water, that's the first step. Okay. The second step is anything that we know you're not going to be able to eliminate, whether it be a depression in the lawn or like a gutter or something that's going to contain water all the time, we can put an insect growth regulator in that, which comes in a granular form, and we put it in there, and when it rains and it gets water in it, that chemical goes throughout that water, and those insects take that chemical in, and the larvae never develops.
And so standing water, tarps over your grill, over your hot tub or something like that. But we were going to be outside by the lake by First Coast News Lake. We were going to be out there. A lot of people live around these ponds and lakes. Do they have to be concerned about those?
First Coast News Lake is a retention pond.
Yeah.
So we'll just be square with that.
We call it a lake.
I understand. Lots of people do. So retention ponds are developed to take wastewater in and have all of the toxins and things come out of that water before it goes into a bigger body of water like the river.
Right.
So these things are always going to contain water, which are always going to be a mosquito problem. Now usually it's not too bad. When you get into real problems with retention ponds is when they get lots of plant material growing up around them. So you don't want weeds, you don't want water plants in the water, and a lot of these things have to be treated by a professional to treat those and keep the plant population in that water down, because it's really the plants in the water that contain a small amount of water where the mosquitoes will develop. They really don't go into the big deep parts of the lake. They can only survive in the real low-lying areas and smaller areas.
And most of those ponds are taken care of by services.
Right. And there is a mosquito control district that you can call, and they'll take care of larger things. And we do some communities where we have a lake in them, and we can also put insect growth regulators in those waterways so that we can take care of that. But it's bigger than just your house.
And I'm going to ask you about this. This is not it was on the front page of the Life section of Jacksonville.com talking about officials too soon to assess tick year. So you guys, for those out there with their pets, I mean, I have 2 dogs and we worry about the ticks. Is that something you guys take care of as well?
Our lawn service division handles tick issues, and we do a lot of tick work. Ticks usually sit in very similar to mosquitoes. They're going to be in low-lying shrub areas, and they're just waiting for something like your dog or your cat to walk by, and they'll jump on it.
Yeah.
So you've got to treat a lot of those areas to get rid of ticks. That particular disease, I think they're talking about the Powassan virus,
yeah,
which is mainly in the northeast part of the United States, and that's also the heavy area where Lyme's disease is.
Cool. Don't have to worry about it.
Not as much.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. We'd like to thank McCall Service for making this segment possible. For more information, you can call 904-389-5561 or visit McCallService.com for a list of services to look at their pest library and more, because it's a lot of fun to look at bugs. All right, we'll be right back. More First Coast Living coming up next.